Hi there. If you're finding this video, you're likely a console player who's recently switched to PC. Congratulations, welcome to you. I did the same thing back in 2017, built my own computer, never looked back. Though you might be finding it now a little bit awkward transitioning into mouse and keyboard. That's why you're here. So let me give you a quick few tips on how to improve. First things first, the keyboard movement's going to feel awkward on mouse and keyboard if you're used to controller. You don't have, the 360 degrees that you normally do with just spinning the stick in a circle, right? You're going to have to get used to pressing the keys. If you don't have the dexterity, you're not a pianist. That will just come with time. The more that you play with the keyboard, I've even heard of some people when they're away from the keyboard, they're trying to get better, so they want to build up that dexterity. They're pressing the keys even away from their desk. The next thing is finding sensitivity for your mouse that's going to work for you. Now, I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for what worked for me. And the thing that I initially found was to basically, the general premise is 360 degree rotation in game, 30 centimeters on your mouse pad. For me currently right now, I'm using 800 DPI on my Logitech G Pro mouse, and then in-game settings will vary. So in this case, I'm going to show on Destiny. So let me just quickly find the setting here. Mouse and keyboard. My look sensitivity is 6 in game to achieve this. This is going to vary from game to game, and that's why it's more important to have your DPI, I guess, set, and then you can kind of tweak your in-game sensitivity from there. So in game here, you can see if I put my mouse there and then put my mouse on the end of my my mouse pad, put my reticle on the stairs, my mouse pad, or my mouse on the end of my mouse pad. If I swing this character 360 degrees and land him back looking at the same spot, if you see in my mouse pad, mouse is a little crooked, but I've essentially gone roughly just over 30 centimeters to the middle of my mouse or so, or 12 inches if you're, a Merca. So at that point, what that lets you do, or at least for myself, what I found, the initial tips that I had heard were to don't put all the strain on your wrists. You want to move your arm a little bit as well. And that's exactly what the sensitivity, or this 360 degrees in game, 30 centimeters on your mouse pad will allow you to do. Because at that point, you're going to have to, you can use your wrist, but if I want to look up, I've got to slide my mouse up and down the mouse pad. The more I move my arm in addition to my wrist, the less strain I'm going to put on my wrist, the longer I'm going to be able to play without my wrist and my arm getting tired. And we know how we all love to put in, longer sessions. So for the health of your wrist, move your arm. And that's just going to take time. Honestly, this is not, how to become an aim god. This is just simply how to get more comfortable with your mouse and keyboard. Test this, try the 360, 30 centimeter thing. If it feels like it's too much, you have to move your mouse a little bit too far. Let's say you're a smaller person and you don't want to be swinging your arm all over the mouse pad, just dial it back a little bit, but the general premise is still there. When I recenter my mouse, right, I can quickly look to the right or left without doing too much movement of my arm. But when I need to, I can keep moving my arm. And that's the next and final tip that I'm going to give on this video, because I've had to re-record it about 3 times because I keep getting choked up on my words, is the next biggest tip that I can give you. Once you get more comfortable with your keyboard, your mouse, now you're looking to kill some people in game, single biggest tip, reticle position, or what's the proper term here? Crosshair placement. So you want to do less movements. You want to make your life easier. So what you're going to be having to do in that case is, comes a little bit of a game sense, but is predicting the movement of your enemies and then keeping your crosshair placement on them. So In this case, these guys are stationary. I just went over a hill there, but essentially, if I keep my crosshair located on the same person, if he were to move, my adjustments have to be very minimal. You know, if he runs to the right, runs to the left, and that is a general concept that you want to get good at. You want to get practiced at. The less movements that you have to make last minute, the better. If I'm aimed all the way over here, if I'm just running around loosey goosey and I have to aim up, I got to do way more work with my arm. So test the 30 centimeters, or sorry, yeah, test the 30 centimeters for 360, and keep in mind crosshair placement. Expect where your enemies will be coming out of, and have your crosshair ready. Then all you have to do is push the trigger, right? It's a quick tip video. It's a little scuffed or a little rough around the edges, but I think the general information is there. If you have any other questions, please put them down below. If it helped you, please press like. Otherwise, I might revise this and just make it a little bit more clean, but keep at it. I believe in you. You can persevere through this, and welcome to PC Gaming.